Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk. I'm Dr. Dan Thomson. Thanks for joining me today. I'm excited about the show. Our guest, Dr. Mark Hilton. We're going to discuss things as how to build a high health calf. Many things go into planning for the year-long production cycle, but when you're trying to build the highest health calf, there are things that start all the way back in utero. Stay tuned and enjoy the show.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine. Your stem cells, your health, your life.
Dr. Hilton, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you very much.
Folks, Dr. Mark Hilton here, who's a friend and colleague, someone that has spent a lot of time in the veterinary profession, a lot of time in beef industries as a practitioner, as a faculty member at Purdue University, 15 years of practice in eastern Iowa and DeWitt, Iowa, and just thank you for being here.
You bet. Honored to be here. Thank you.
We're going to have a lot of fun. He's now a technical consultant with Elanco Animal Health, and we're going to discuss building high health calves, right?
Yes.
All right.
One of my favorite subjects.
Well, something that you know a lot about.
Oh.
So let's jump right into it. Where do we start?
Well, isn't it interesting that the term high-risk calves, every feedlot guy would know exactly what you're talking about if you said that word.
Oh, yeah.
High-health calf, be some confusion over really what that is. So I think that's negative, that we know the negative and we don't know the positive. So, when I was a professor at Purdue, I gave one of the lectures, the introduction to the beef industry to the freshman students. And, most of these kids have never been around cattle. They're interested in small animal. And I tell them the first lecture, right after I'm introduced, I says, my goal as a food animal veterinarian is to never see a sick animal.
Yeah.
And then I just stop and give them a few seconds. And the puzzled look on their face. And finally, one of them will go, how do you make any money? And I said, my clients will pay me plenty to keep their herd healthy. That's their investment. And so that's my goal.
Exactly.
Is to and where do we start? So where do we start? Gestation nutrition of the dam. And, if we take an animal that has the proper nutrition, the proper environment, put the proper genetics out there, we throw disease at it, the animal laughs at it, right?
Right.
So I think the producers, the first thing is this new subject of fetal programming is awesome. I think that as just the most interesting, I read every bit that I can possibly read about it, and I encourage veterinarians and producers to read the same things. If Rick Funston's got his name on it, I'm reading it because the guy is a genius. And the work that they've done and many others on this. So the nutrition of the dam when that calf is gestating from day one until it's born is vitally important to how that calf develops. And some research shows if the nutrition is not correct on that cow, you can have the placenta not develop quite as well as it should. Well, if the placenta doesn't develop as well, now blood flow to that fetus isn't as good as it should be. Now maybe the lungs don't develop as well as they should, and you can have bovine respiratory disease when that calf is 10 months of age, something that actually started when his first weeks of development.
And one of the things I hadn't even thought of is I hear people talk about the reproductive efficiency of those heifers when they become cows.
Right.
When we're talking about reproductive tract development and things of that nature as well, that maybe we don't have as good a conception rates.
Right. Exactly. And overfeeding a cow can make her produce females that kind of think that that's what their life's going to be, overfed, and you put them out in more of a range condition like western Kansas, those heifers are going to fall apart.
Yeah.
Because they're programmed to be, to use the nutrition they are. So nutrition of that dam is so important. Then also what it does is it gives that cow an opportunity to deliver that calf quickly. And I use the 30-30-30 rule. See the feet sticking out the back? Calf should be born in 30 minutes. Should be standing up 30 minutes later, should be nursing 30 minutes later. If that's not what's going on, something's wrong, and you need to talk to your nutritionist, your veterinarian, and find out why your calves don't have vigor at birth, because they should.
Perfect. Folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about building that high health calf with Dr. Mark Hilton.
Watch Ag AM in Kansas online at agaminkansas.com.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help?
How can we help?
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
This segment brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook. Visit us online at sftmeats.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thomson here with Dr. Mark Hilton. We're talking about building that high health risk calf. See, I can't.
Yeah, there you go. See,
feedlot guy. They can't say the word high and calf without risk.
High health.
High health calf.
Yes.
We got it. We got it. Anyway, so we're going to start out. We've talked about the fetal program. We talked about nutrition of the dam. Now we're going to move into the next area. We got the calf on the ground.
Yes, exactly. And you know what? I'm going to back up one bit because I did forget to mention one thing. Mm-hmm. Some really good research was done up in Canada, North Dakota, Iowa State. All three places showed that if cows and first calf heifers were wintered in the same environment, it increased the amount of calf scours, pneumonia in those calves after birth. So it was a high risk factor. And most of the people thought it was because those first calf heifers probably didn't get enough nutrition. Those older cows, got the fair share of it. Then another big risk factor was calving heifers separate from cows. So if we want to have high health calves, heifers should always be fed separately from the cows during the winter, and heifers should always calve separately from the cows during calving season. They should be in two different areas.
It's great information.
Big fan of the Sandhills calving system. I always tell Dave Smith when I see him, I wish I would have thought of that. I could be famous now instead of you. But having that calf have the opportunity to be born in a clean environment makes total sense. It just makes total sense.
Absolutely. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So again, heifers are separate from the cows, two different areas.
Yep.
So all the cows are in a calving paddock, whatever size is what you want. So for about the first 10 days, 2 weeks, you calve in that paddock. So let's call that paddock number one. Mm-hmm. At the end of that 10 to 14 days, all the cows yet to calve are moved to paddock number two. The cows that calved stay there. It's opposite of what most of us do.
Right.
Calving in this area that becomes a cesspool of infection and then kicking them out and letting them contaminate everything. This allows those new calves to be born in a new environment. And if anybody's not familiar with it, you put Sandhills calving system in Google, it'll come right up. And you don't have to have 8 paddocks like they have. And the sand is not the key. It's the system. We don't have sand in Indiana.
Right.
And I set a herd up, our students and I set a herd up 5 years ago that for 15 years had calf scours. 15 years, about halfway into the calving season. I didn't know about it. He just came in and got electrolytes. We set him up on the Sandhills calving system. The last 5 years, 0 calf scours, none. So it works.
Yep, and the other thing, we've got about 30 seconds here, but colostrum.
Yeah, and that's my 30-30-30 rule. That calf should be up nursing within 30 minutes. And we know from Lori Perino's work from years ago that calf that doesn't get enough colostrum has a 3 times more likely chance to get sick in the feedlot with bovine respiratory disease. So your calves need to jump up fast and nurse that cow aggressively and get that belly full of colostrum.
Okay. Feeding the cow, colostrum, providing a great environment for these animals. This is going to be a good one, folks. Stay tuned. More on building that high health calf with Dr. Mark Hilton.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for that grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we'll be glad to answer it and work with you.
Healthy cows start with the new hired hand automatic livestock sprayer. Rancher invented to provide an efficient alternative to pour-on and injectable parasite management systems. The portable design allows cattle to treat themselves head to hoof. Strategic device placement with pass-through activation technology takes the stress out of parasite treatment for cattle and the rancher, leaving more time to tend to other vital tasks on the farm. To learn more, visit cowsprayer.com. The new hired hand makes healthy cows easy.
Fort Wallace was the fightingest fort in the West. Fossils, Indians, soldiers, scouts, wagons, trails, pioneers, stories. Discover the story of Fort Wallace and the people who served here, the people who fought here, the people who settled here. Wallace County, where the past is present.
Did you know long-range planning through the checkoff can help keep your business profitable? To successfully pass on cattle operations from one generation to the next, it's important to promote beef and keep farms and ranches profitable. Your beef checkoff helps do that.
We are Mike and
Martha
Armitage here at the A-Bar Ranch, Claremore, Oklahoma. We have a cow-calf production company, and we also have a marketing company. We have entertained groups brought to us by the Beef Checkoff, such as South Korean media that covered our operation and brought the good news back to South Korea.
That was a really neat experience, and that we got to have young people from another country that we got to experience a lot of different things in their culture, but got to share our culture too.
We live on the Squaw Creek Ranch. Here is a division of the A-Bar Ranch.
As a wife and a mother, and also with my background in more of a health field, I look at just the nutritional value, and it's great that the Beef Checkoff offers that kind of information to the consumers that are out there.
We both are proud to come from agricultural, more specifically ranching backgrounds.
My dad is a part of the Beef Checkoff board, and so the Beef Checkoff has been something that we promote and that we support what it has to offer.
Not everybody who's in agriculture is tech savvy on Facebook and through social media. Most people in the city happen to be, and they are very disconnected from our day-to-day routines, and that's one thing that makes me proud of the Beef Checkoff, them going to bat for us. From those who aren't necessarily anti-ag, but just simply don't know and they aren't getting the information.
As producers, we're strong supporters of that and hope that many of you out there realize all of the different things that the Beef Checkoff brings to the table for us as producers.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source, together we grow.
Roxanne Struve, veterinarian in Western Iowa. I have a veterinary clinic and started doing stem cell therapy on dogs in August of 2014. And after the first 2 dogs, after 3 weeks, I saw such dramatic results. I said, hey, I have arthritis. I have joints that really need this help. Where can I go to get this done? I had stem cell therapy done in November of 2014 on my finger joints, my hip, and the ball of my left foot, all of which I'd had real severe problems with. Saw a pretty dramatic improvement in a short amount of time. I would certainly recommend that somebody don't wait until I'm in the position that I was in with the damage already done to my joints. I encourage veterinarians to use it for their animals, and I encourage anybody who sees this video, if you have need, get in contact with these people, because this is a phenomenal place to have this done.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thomson here with Dr. Mark Hilton. We're discussing building that high health calf. Said it right this time.
You did. Very good.
I'm a quick learner.
Yeah.
Now, well, not really. But anyway, we've got these calves born. We've got them up. We're through the calf scours. We've kicked them out on summer grass. What's next?
So I'm going to correct you. We're not through the calf scours because we didn't have any, right?
Gotcha.
We didn't have any calf scours because we did everything right.
Yep.
So 2 to 3 months of age, these calves need to walk through the chute and get the first vaccination into them. Now, they should have been castrated at birth, right? Because I heard a wise young veterinarian one time at a meeting say, the longer the testicles are attached to the calf, the more the calf becomes attached to his testicles. Do you remember who was the veterinarian that said that?
That's the only thing.
This
I
guy
got,
right here.
Folks. That's it. That's all.
And
that's
I've
all
used that. I've used that 50 times. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves that. So get them castrated early.
Yep.
If you didn't get them at birth, 2 months of age is a fine time to do it. Walk that calf through the chute. Get a modified live respiratory vaccination into that calf. There's numerous vaccines on the market that you can give safely, that the IBR does not shed. If you don't know as a producer, you need to call the veterinarian, your veterinarian, and say, hey, does brand X vaccine shed? If it doesn't, then you can use it on calves nursing pregnant cows. Get that first vaccination into him then. He goes back out with his dam, life's good. Day of weaning, give him a second dose of modified live respiratory vaccination. Then precondition the calves, and if they watch the other segment we did of DocTalk on preconditioning, they'll be right up to speed on that. But get that calf preconditioned at the ranch of origin. Feed him a ration that's not full of starch. Feed a ration that has a lot of fiber in it, so that's a nice healthy ration for that calf. So
helping adjust that rumen.
Exactly.
Going from a milk grass mix to basically a solid feed.
Right. He's never seen starch before. Why would we all of a sudden dump a bunch of starch on the calf? So work with a nutritionist. Get that ration really nice so those calves can gain 2.5 to 3 pounds a day. Story, I was at NCBA and I gave this talk, and Terry Walter from Colorado came up to me afterwards and he said, hey, really nice talk, appreciate that. He said, we guarantee the health of our calves after they leave the ranch. And I said, tell me about that. He says, yeah. He says, everybody that buys our calves has our name and telephone number, and we guarantee no calves will get sick in the feedlot. If they do, we pay for that.
Wow. That's
to me,
some confidence.
Yeah. And I got to thinking, and I got to teach the business class at the vet school, and I taught our students. I read a blog one time, and the guy said, what's the goal of a business? And he said the goal of a business is to develop your employees to their fullest potential. And when you do that, everything happens well. You make money, people are happy, you have retention of employees, et cetera, et cetera. And I thought, our calves are our employees.
Yep.
Right? Don't we want to develop them to their fullest potential? So all the things of building this healthy calf develops that calf to its fullest potential. So that's what I think we need to be doing.
It's absolutely spot on. Folks, we're going to take a break here with Dr. Hilton. When we come back, we'll do a wrap-up on how to build that high health calf in your herd. Thanks for watching DocTalk. More after these messages.
We do business with Blueville because of the quality of their work. It is excellent quality, and because they make a commitment to their customers.
We enjoy the benefits of hiring a good company to help us maintain this home.
We will always do business with Blueville. We have for many, many years, and there's no reason for us to look for any other service.
Hey folks, Dr. Dan here. Thanks for joining us for our Cattle First Minute as sponsored by Behringer Ingelheim Vet Medica. And you know, today's Cattle First is talking about how to run a squeeze chute. And a lot of times when we run a squeeze chute, it's raise the tailgate, drop the tailgate on the head of the one behind, let the calf run through and ricochet off the front of the chute. And there are just some things that we can do to decrease injuries in the chute of the cattle. Make sure that we use the sides effectively to catch. If you have a hydraulic chute, that we use the sides. Make sure that we have the hydraulics not set too high, okay? We want it to be at that 650 to 800 PSI on the hydraulics. But being careful that we don't miscatch a calf by its temples and not adjust it, or if you catch one by the hips and you're out there with the tagging gun in one hand and the syringe in the other doing the cha-cha trying to get it vaccinated, it's best to just turn that calf loose so neither you nor the calf get hurt.
Hi, I'm Kim Mandering with Hardy Insurance. I'm here to help you with all of your farm and ranch needs. When it comes to protecting your operation and your family, you need a name you can trust at a price you can afford. Call me today or visit hardyaviationins.com.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook or Twitter.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thomson here with Dr. Mark Hilton. Dr. Hilton is a veterinary practitioner, faculty member at Purdue University for 18 years. You've really had a wonderful career.
I have, yeah.
And touched so many beef producers, so many veterinarians. We're just very thankful for all that you've done for our profession. And now he is a technical consultant at Lanco Animal Health. And we're talking about building the high health calf. And we back up to maybe to that weaning time period. And there are some soft wean methods that can be used?
Yeah, we've had producers say to me, hey, I can't precondition my calves because I don't have facilities good enough. I don't have fencing that's going to keep the cow and calf separate, you know, for those first few days past weaning. After that, it's no big deal. And so we looked at the research that came out of Canada about using those nose flaps, a quiet wean flap in the nose. So what that does, it prevents the calf from nursing, from suckling the cow. So we walk those calves through the chute on a Monday. We put the flap in the nose. The calf walks out of the chute, goes right back with his dam on pasture, and he reaches up to try to nurse. And he's like, I don't know how to nurse anymore. I can't get the teat. And so for 5 days, the cow and calf are still together. They haven't broken that bond, but they've broken the nursing bond. The calf's eating a little more grass. Hopefully we're creep feeding the calf the ration that he's going to get post-weaning. So that was on Monday. We put it in. On Friday, we walked the calves back through the chute, popped the tag out, or the flap out. We put the calves on one side of a single strand or a double strand electric wire. That's it. That's all it takes. Cows on the other side, and we'll have 95% of the calves stay where they're supposed to be. So even with who can't put up 1 or 2 hot wire?
Right.
I mean, so when I hear the excuse, I can't precondition because I don't have the facilities, we've got a solution. A producer in Colorado actually wrote to me after I wrote about it in Beef Magazine, and he did 500 calves, preconditioned them. First time he'd ever done it because he always wanted to take them to the preconditioning sale. He wrote me a thank you card to tell me he made $23,000. He made $46 net profit per calf by preconditioning his calves. And he wrote me a thank you note to say, thanks for your article. You made a $23,000 difference in my operation this year.
That's why we all do it.
It was just awesome to me that, you know, that he took the time to say, hey, thanks, you helped me. And look at his calves, healthier. The feedlot got a better calf, so it was excellent.
So bullet list me, if I own a cow herd, if you had 5 critical control points or 4 critical control points, starting cow nutrition?
Absolutely. Nothing tops cow nutrition. Getting the calf up, separating cows from heifers during the winter, I think is vitally important. Making sure you have the genetics and the nutrition in that cow so the calves jump up and nurse vigorously right off the bat. I think getting that first modified live vaccination into them when they're 2 months of age, approximately 2 months of age, is very important. We know from work at Oklahoma State with John Kirkpatrick that it doesn't matter if you give it at 2 months and weaning or a month before weaning and weaning. And it's a lot easier to give it at 2 months and on weaning on the calf. I came up with 4. That's good enough, I think.
That's perfect. Folks, thank you so much,
You
Dr.
bet.
Hilton. Thanks for watching DocTalk. Remember, always work with your local veterinarian. If you want to know more about what we do here at DocTalk, you can find us on the web at www.doctalktv.com. I'm Dr. Dan Thomson with Dr. Mark Hilton. Thanks for joining us today, and I'll see you down the road.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.